Welcome to this training video on how to manage your inventory control in the calendar. The first thing we're going to look at is our view panel. In the view panel we have a rooms and rates button. This allows you to select which rooms and rates you want to view at this particular time. Once you have selected the rooms and rates that you wish to view, you then select the view button. We then have to select our dates, so we select our from date and then our to date. You also have the option to select the number of days that you wish to view, and then you click the view button. We come down and we have our inventory control section at the top. Our rate control section is below, and we will be looking at that in a different video. If you are connecting a PMS to Levart, then please note that your availability will be updated from your PMS and pushed across to Levart. Please do not update your availability in Levart manually if you have a PMS connected. If, however, you do not have a PMS connected to Levart, then you will need to override your availability in the calendar manually. So you will note on the screen that we have some of the dates which are green and some are white. The ones in green are showing that the availability is still set to the default. This is where you set up the number of rooms by default in your room types setup page. Once you have overridden it, it will go to white. The same if you have a PMS that is connected to Levart and the rooms are showing as green. This could mean either one of two things. Either it is not connected to the PMS correctly and it is not updating, or it is outside of the updating period. So for example, if your PMS only updates for approximately a year in advance, outside of that year it will go back to the default. To override your availability manually, it's as simple as clicking on the date that you wish to override, typing in the number of rooms in the white text box, and clicking Set Available. You will see that we have 3 rows of numbers here. The top row is your total allocation. The middle row is the bookings that have come into the Levart system, and the bottom row is your rooms available. So the rooms available and the rooms sold are added together to get the total allocation. You can click on the yellow numbers, which are your rooms sold, and it will pop up with the bookings that have been made. You can then click on the reference number and it will bring up the total booking and all of the information that has been entered into the system. If you choose to set the allocation, you must note that it is going to be the total allocation. So for example, this room does not have any sold rooms during these days. So if we click on here and we click on the total allocation of 5, it will change and the availability will be the same. However, if we come over to one that has rooms that are sold and we come and we decide to enter that we have 1 room allocation and we click the allocation button, because it is adding the sold rooms together, it is giving us a negative number. However, if we had chosen to set available instead, it would simply update the true availability and the allocation would change accordingly. If you want to close out a room, you click on the date that you want to close and you click the close out button. Again, if you wish to open the closeout, you simply click on the closeout, click open, and it will revert back to the availability that was there previously. If, however, you close out a room and then you choose to open it again using the default button, this is going to revert the allocation back to the original default, which means that our availability is going to change as well. So usually it is important that you would use the open button because this will open the availability to the last availability that was there before the closeout. You can also close to arrival and close for departure. Once again, simply click on the date and select the option that you wish. Closed for arrival means that no one is able to check in on that day. Closed for departure means that no one is able to check out on that specific date. Of course, it does allow people to stay across the dates. It just simply prevents people from checking in or checking out. If you want to do a mass update, you have several different options for this. You can either click on the date, hold down your control key, and click on the dates that you wish to update. Another option is that you can click the first date, and then you can click the last date holding down your shift key. It will then highlight everything in between, and you can do one big change at once. The other option is that you can do a global change. Now, when you do a global change, you will need to ensure that the dates in the top here are 100% correct, because it is going to change every single day that has been set to open. So if we come across to the dates that we want to change, so we're going to do a 2-month closeout, and we click View. We then check the Global Change tick box, so you will see here that we have Global Change. It then gives us the days of the week. We can either select certain days of the week or we can check all, and then we click Select. It has now highlighted all of the days that we have opened in the calendar. We then select our feature that we want to add, which is a closeout in this case, and then we click Save Changes. Now the closeout has been applied across for the whole month of July and August. If you hover over your room type name, it will tell you the settings that you have added in the setup pages. So we have, for this room here, we have a maximum of 4 people. The default rooms is set to 8. We have an alert quantity set to 2, and we have a hurry message set to 2 as well. Now if we come back to our original date period, you will note that we have some numbers that are in red. Now, the numbers that are in red are referring to the alert quantity that has been set. So for example, the deluxe apartment has an alert quantity of 2. So as soon as the availability goes to 2 or less, it will show as red. For the other room types, we have it set to 1. So here we have 1 room available and 0. These are all showing as red. If you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to contact our support team.